Hi, everyone. Welcome to my kitchen. You are in the kitchen with KK. My name is Kimberly Knox, and I am a passionate, integrative, and functional health coach. I get to the root cause of what is causing disease. And my love is helping people get back into the kitchen, realizing just how much power you have over your health, utilizing real whole foods. So very, very simple. I'm the creator of the bioenergetic cooking method, and bioenergetics is really just the study of energy in living systems. The body's a living system. We are very energetic. So that is the whole meridians. I wrote a cookbook based on that. So it's not just delicious recipes, it helps you understand the body. The person that education comes easy to he that understands. We need to understand this physical body that we are living in. Today, we are going to explore pastas, alternate pastas. National Pasta Day was a few days ago, October 17th. And I do several alternative pastas. I guide my clients on which pastas to utilize for what reason. So it's not just that they've hybridized the wheat and made gluten destructive to our body, to our gut health, to our mind, and other problems that gluten brings. It's not just the protein, the wheat proteins. There's many of them. Glycine. It's very difficult to break down. So the enzymes required, it creates a low level inflammation. It creates something the body does not understand. And most inflammations that we're having today are from proteins because they require the breakdown, just like the milk proteins. So that's why dairy, wheats, things like that, they are disruptive to most people's bodies. My book is fully dairy-free and gluten-free, showing you how you can thrive with amazing food, removing that. But today we're going to talk about pasta because pasta, I've always loved pasta. Since I was a kid, all we had was spaghetti. We really didn't delve into a lot of pasta dishes. Never really had never had lasagna till I made it until I don't know how, till I was in my late 20s, maybe. So, and growing up in Vermont. So some cultures don't have a lot of pasta dishes. Definitely if you're Italian or you've married someone Italian, pasta becomes. However, the problem is the carbs. We live in a high carb diet, which is driving disease today, especially those refined carbs. And all the pastas in America, most of the pasta, it's a refined carb. It's the wheat that's broken down into a flour. So save your pasta for authentic from Italy or when you go to Italy. But when you're just having food, unless you're a growing child and you can handle that amount of carbs, make it occasional. So I'm going to be showing you some alternatives here. We're going to be cooking up one of my clients' favorite alternatives, and that is, we'll start with this, is the organic black bean spaghetti. I've cooked this for big dinner parties with my, I make a homemade red sauce, and I'll do a bison meatball special recipe that's also in my cookbook here, and or I'll do a lentil, a sprouted lentil walnut burger, or just sprouted lentil ball, and just fantastic. Because now get your readers on when you go to the grocery store and learn how to read the labels. Because what you need to look at is you need to look at net carbs. If you're on a dietary guideline, I don't do diets, but if you're managing your disease potential, you need to keep your carbs low, between 20 and 50. And that way you're able to keep your body from storing too much energy, from the problems that we're having with fatty liver and other, and just people are trying to maintain weight and storing too much energy because you're eating a huge meal sometimes at night. Pasta is something that's great to have during the afternoon or when you're doing a carb loading kind of day. So you look at the total carbs. Now, this black bean spaghetti is fantastic because it's actually got 19 grams of carbs. That's much lower than most of them that I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you this chickpea base for my veggie lasagna, or you can put meat into it too. That recipe's in here. I'm going to show you a teff penne. I'm also going to show you a red lentil penne in the brands that I like. So when you back out fiber from the total carbs, you're getting a net carb. And that is the net carb that a lot of dietary principles utilize, especially like being more ketogenic or eat to beat disease type of a lifestyle. So here you've got 19 minus 11. So you're left with only 8 grams. You divide that by 5, and that's how you get a sugar conversion, a carb conversion into glucose. Your body can utilize glucose, but when it's too much, it gets stored. It gets stored as glycogen. But then if it's too much, it gets stored into other areas. And then we just keep packing on the storage. So this one is really, really fantastic. It cooks in 6 minutes. Perfect, al dente. I had an Italian guy once at one of my dinner parties, and he just could not believe how the experience of this mimics and replaces high carb spaghetti, which is great. It's a little bit thinner, so it's like an angel hair. So let's see, the water is boiling, I believe. Let's get some of this in, and then we'll go through the other pastas. So I'm just going to take out a hunk here. I obviously don't need the whole thing. When I first started buying this, it wasn't cut in half, so I used to have to break it. These are nice sizes here. Down, and the timer, 6 minutes. I don't want it to boil over. So I'm leaving the top off a little bit because we're talking here, and you know how pasta can boil over if you just leave it. So pasta is inexpensive. However, it doesn't provide a ton of nutrients. Although when you are making it with black bean, chickpeas, and other things, you're picking up iron, you're picking up minerals, you're picking up more fiber, and you're picking up more protein than you normally would. So look for those things when you are choosing. And then if you're choosing one that is a gluten-free made with rice flour, I advise against it because you're not really getting any nutrients. You're getting rice flour. It's cheap to do that, but you're not getting the load of fiber and protein and minerals that you could from some of the alternative ones that are made with beans. This is chickpeas and lentils only, no rice flours. So this one I get at a local market here. And if you can't find, I used to get the Explore brand at Whole Foods. Now I have to buy it online or a specialty market. This one here, though, is chickpea, yellow lentil, and red lentil flour. That's it. So that is a good one. And what you're looking at here, so the carbohydrate total is going to be more per serving than your black bean, and that's typical. This one tends to be the lowest. If you want to take a look at this and order it for an alternative, because your carb load, carb conversion, glucose conversion is so low. And when you are trying to manage and reduce weight, you need to keep that low so that your body goes into burning your fat for fuel. So here we've got 35 grams of carbs minus 4 of fiber. So that's 31 divided by 5. Okay, so that's 76. That's just over 6 grams of sugar. Now, if you are on kind of ketogenic, you got to keep it under 10 grams of sugar converted in this way. So you got to manage when you're having your pasta. Otherwise, you do meat and vegetables. But on that day when you want to maybe carb load, maybe you're doing a 3K walk in the mornings on certain days, or you're doing a good amount of workout, you can put that in. Here's 2 other ones. This is teff. Teff is the smallest grain in the world from Ethiopia, and it makes a great penne. Penne a little sturdier. I do like the fusilli as well because it grabs onto like a pesto. I'm going to show you a pesto. Kind of gets into the pasta. This is a red lentil penne. Both of these cook very well. This is the This is the brand here. They sell this at Whole Foods. So this is an interesting gluten-free grain. You're talking 43 grams of carbs minus 4 grams of fiber. That's 41 now, divided by 5. So you see how it's more sugar. That is your sugar conversion. You are getting some protein. You're getting iron, 25% for your daily take. And those are things you need to look at. But this is on a day where you're going to be allowing yourself more carbs. Now, the Explore brand, this is the red lentil. I keep them in a container, and sometimes I mix the red lentil with the teff. But here, so the red lentil is a little bit less, similar to the chickpea red lentil, yellow lentil lasagna. You're getting 35 grams minus 3 grams. So you see that's 32, right? 32 divided by 5. So again, you're talking just over 6 grams of sugar. That's how you convert. Now, good news. Let's make sure this is not going to do anything. I don't like when it boils over on the stove. We've got fresh basil out, fresh garlic. Now, basil and garlic fresh, here you're adding an immense amount of phytonutrients. Those are your antioxidants. Those are the plant capacity to heal us when we eat them. Massive amounts of nutrients when you're putting in raw herbs into a salad or a meal. Fresh garlic, your liver loves it. It helps you create glutathione. It is naturally blood thinning. Garlic's amazing. I chop it up in the fall, especially adding it into my lemon water for a natural immunity boost. God made herbs for the service of man. Fantastic, right? This is how we're healing our bodies. Here's some other things. I make a organic chicken tikka masala. I make it dairy-free with a high-quality coconut oil. I'm a coconut yogurt. And this Palmini brand, they sell hearts of palm, angel hair, and linguine. Oh my God, it's a game changer for that feel of linguine or angel hair without the carb load. So here, if you look on the back, your total carbs are 4, okay? Minus 2 grams of fiber, you literally have 0 amount of sugar conversion. So this is perfect. If you want to have your meal in the evening so that you're not dosing your carbs without, going for a walk and utilizing that energy for the day. Another option, and I utilize kelp noodles often for an experience. We'll come back to the kelp noodles, but let's get on my apron here, and we're gonna check the pasta. It's done in no time. It's amazing. So it's kind of good to have one of these. So everyone should have a colander. We're going to drain it in a colander. I'm going to bring it over here. I like to drizzle fresh, very high quality, first cold press olive oil onto it. Olive oil with tomato. Olive oil helps you to absorb the natural lycopene, especially when you make homemade red sauce. That's where you're getting the mass amount of lycopene. You're not necessarily going to get it out of a jar tomato. And you also have to read any jarred tomato, make sure it's all organic, just simple ingredients, and low sodium. Most of them are about 400 and above. You want to stay well below that and then add in your own. So let's get this drained here really easily. You can just put the colander back in the pan, and I'll give this a toss. Look how amazing this is. It smells incredible. It works really, really well as a satisfying alternative. And that's what we want. As we're aging, we don't need that huge. I mean, People are just getting so big today. We really have got to find alternatives that are satisfying while we're encouraging our body to go into the fat stores and utilize them for fuel. That's when you become a fat burner. When you become fat adapted and your body switches immediately, this is what I share with my clients, especially the ones that are type 2 diabetes or getting there with high A1Cs and the like. You've got to bring that down. You have to become a fat burner. You must get insulin sensitive again. The only way to do that is to bring your insulin down for extended periods of time and reduce the amount of carbs. So your body's got to go into stores. It's so smart. It stores plenty of glycogen. I do like a 5K walk in the morning easily, plenty of energy until like 12 or 1 o'clock. So you can easily become a fat burner. Your body switches and knows what to do. So let's get, I love, this is a great pasta bowl. This is the steps in Rome here. So just wonderful. So let's get some of the pasta in the dish here so you can see just how delightful this is. Okay, that cooked in 6 minutes. You think that's pretty easy, right? So for a meal, the penne is going to cook a little bit longer. These are a little bit thicker. Going back to the kelp noodles real quick, you soak these in lemon and a little bit of baking soda. The information's on the back. It softens them. But kelp noodles, again, it is an experience. It's filling. It's got nutrients. I mix it with my homemade dandelion pesto. You can make a kelp. I'll show you some different pestos. You can make pestos with a lot of different things. Switch up the nuts. You don't always have to do pine nuts. You can do walnuts. You can do pistachios. But the garlic, the lemon, the basil, and another green makes an amazing pesto. They freeze incredible. So I always have fresh sauce and pesto available. This makes a meal that is so satisfying because it will fill you up. But it's not filling you up with a lot of carb load. The nutrient quality of my pesto is outstanding. It's outstanding with the dandelion. Dandelion has got more protein than spinach, more vitamin A and K than kale. I don't think it's got quite as much vitamin C as watercress, but these different greens that you might not have used are so fantastic. So here, yeah, you've got literally 2 grams. You've got 0 grams of sugar conversion here. So kelp noodles are fantastic for giving you that experience of a pasta without the pasta. So in my cookbook, in the section 3 of my book, which is your small intestine, where I'm going into what causes irritation of the small intestine, one of the major things is gluten. I've had to fix my small intestine and my gut health over the years, and pay attention to it. And one of the things that was causing mine was the gluten intolerance, sensitivity. You do not have to be celiac to have problems. The mucosal lining is sensitive. Once that's destroyed, your small intestine is responsible for the absorption of nutrients, B vitamins, iron, your nutrients. That's why people that have problems with their pancreas, either pancreatic cancer or other, you can waste away because you're not getting the absorption. The pancreas is not just insulin, it's your enzymes. Pancreas is so important. This little 4-ounce organ works its butt off, especially if you're eating all the time. Every 2 hours, worst way to go. You never give your digestion a break. So plant-based pasta here. I've got a kale. This is a kale moringa pesto. Moringa is a superfood, so you can really pump up your pestos and get creative. And they still are going to have the lemon, the garlic, the olive oil, basil base, and you're adding in other nutrients. Just fantastic. And that alternate pasta in that photo that you saw is my black bean spaghetti here. So let's add some. I'm going to eat this tonight, and I'm going to show you just it's how simple. This literally is going to take me 10 minutes to make a dinner because I've prepped things. I make my own homemade sauce, and I have it available. So I'm just gonna have it cold. I mean, you can heat it up. You can also cook the pasta with a little bit of garlic. You can add more fresh chopped garlic, but you don't need to because I'm adding pesto. So this is my red sauce here. So these sauces, they freeze. Amazing. So you always have, that's why you need to have these big wide mouth 16-ounce jars or larger jars for soups because you always have prep available. No excuse not to have food ready to go. This is my homemade pesto. This is jacked with so many nutrients, so fragrant. Your liver loves the ingredients in here. Amazing. So we're going to put on 2 big scoops. We're going to toss this around. And we're going to add fresh basil to the top. More fresh basil. Of course, there's basil in the pesto. When you rip the herbs, you just, you get the oils, all the essential oils, the real pure essential oils that come from the real herbs and the plants. So 2 of those. This is one of the brands of olive oil that I enjoy. This and the California first cold press from California Olive Ranch. Now, I also prep salads. This is a great dish for it. There's no dressing on it. You can add the dressing after. But this is a perfect large salad you can bring to work if you've got prepped chicken strips. But now I have a beautiful salad to go for more plant richness. I don't need to eat all of this, but it's ready to go. That way you don't have to always constantly be making your salads. This lasts several days. Watercress in here. There's baby Swiss chard. There's spinach. There's romaine. There's a shredded up carrot. There's radicchio. There's herbs in here. The parsley and this basil in here. You can even put mint in your salad. Then you have the herbs that are healing to the body. This is alkaline. So what we're doing here is we are creating nutrients and alternatives. So pasta, no problem. Get the alternatives and learn how to use them and read your labels. Bring your readers to the store. And I do have an amazing recipe. It was featured in a local magazine for small intestine too for my gluten-free vegetarian, or you can do it with some meat, lasagna. So instead of using ricotta cheese, I use soaked garlic cashew cream and this pesto that I have here. It is so flippin' delicious with yummy veggies. So I hope you enjoyed that. Always ways to get around the pitfalls that we have, but restaurants are not going to be serving this to you. You are taking the power back at home. That's where your health starts, at home. It's the power you have. Save money. Going out to restaurants 3 to 4 times more expensive. Save money, go to a good restaurant, get dressed up, have a great time once a week. Cook at home, learn how to do prep properly, have stuff to bring to work. Having a main beautiful high dense nutrient meal at lunch is not going to tire you out. The foods that tire you out are the low quality, the low energy, the high carbs. So get excited about alternative pasta. Check out some of these brands. So anyway, thanks for joining me here in KK's Big Kitchen. Kimberly Knox, it's always my pleasure to help educate you. And remember, education comes easy to he that understands. So learning about the body is so important. Bye, guys.